President Biden set to make his pitch on the future of voting rights tomorrow in Georgia, the state a battleground for voting rights and one of the newest states to enact restrictive voting measures. And you may remember watching this just after Georgia's Republican governor signed the new law.
You said you give her one more time, like you're going to do something. Are you serious?
No, you are not. Represent.
She's not under arrest.
For what? Under arrest for what? For trying to see.
That is Georgia State House Representative Park Cannon getting arrested for knocking on the door as Governor Kemp signed the bill. She was not charged. Representative Park Cannon joins me now. But there was certainly a lot of back and forth and rigmarole, and we had no idea what was going to happen. Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me. It was the first day of session today.
Yeah.
So we've been working pretty hard.
So the president is expected to push 2 voting rights bills in Georgia tomorrow. What do you want to hear from him, Representative?
Well, the DNC is backing them, and many senators and local legislators are too, because we're at a desperate point. We're at a crossroads in Georgia. We feel as though we've done everything we can do, and the last thing we need is federal intervention. They've been doing a few cases through the Attorney General's office, and the press secretary has signaled that the president is here because he's coming to talk about how he will specifically help impact the right to vote in Georgia.
The bills the president wants to see passed are not likely to go anywhere in the Senate unless the filibuster is dropped or the rules are changed. Senators Manchin and Sinema are sticking by their stance to keep the filibuster. What's your message to them?
Well, I'm not in continued support of the filibuster for sure, because like many Georgians here, my polling places have been changing. Districts were just changed in November, and many voters don't even know. So we want federal intervention in the way of an executive order. We need help. We need for there to be federal poll monitors. We would love if there would be an opportunity to talk about what happens if we get into elections where elections officials are meddling where they shouldn't be. What kind of oversight do we have without an executive order? We really want to hear about it.
State Representatives, several voting rights groups in Georgia, including Black Voters Matter Fund, have asked the president to stay in Washington unless he has a definitive plan to guarantee voting rights. But if the GOP won't work with him and the filibuster isn't going away, are Biden's hands tied?
We're serious about voting rights here in Georgia, and we make it really clear you got to get grassroots. You have to be hands-on. And so we do want that hands-on approach from the president, from the vice president, the attorney general. We love what the press secretary has been saying, but these voting rights groups here in Georgia have the real pulse of what's been happening since Senate Bill 202 was passed. And I have to say, with today being the first day of legislative session, we have had signals that there will be additional bills in governmental affairs committees to change the district lines, say for in Atlanta or in Fulton County. And we can't do voting rights protection without the federal government's help. So we hope his hands are untied, and we'll try to help him get that undone too.
First Lady Michelle Obama is urging people to vote like the future of our democracy depends on it. She wants to register 1 million new voters before the midterms. If legislation is at an impasse, do Democrats need to start mobilizing voters and fast?
Oh, certainly. And that's what we do here in Georgia. We've seen the importance of just providing people basic necessities like food and water in line to help people access the vote. But unfortunately, this time it's going to have to be a lot deeper. As I said before, many voters don't even know that their polling places have changed since 2021. So we need to get out the vote message that's not just about actually casting the ballot in a specific place, but about knowing the overlying systems of inequity that are impacting Black and brown communities from voting.
Yeah, Representative Parks, thank you. Parks Cannon, thank you very much. I appreciate that.
You too.
You be well. A threat coming from House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy to Democrats. What he says he'll do if Republicans take over the House. That's next. Plus, the second deadliest home fire within the last 40 years. What happened?